I'm 85 years old. When I was 52, my best friend of 30 years stole my company, my money, and my reputation. His name was Michael. We met when we were 22, built a business together from nothing. He was the best man at my wedding, godfather to my daughter, Sarah. I trusted him more than I trusted my own brother. And one day, while I was recovering from heart surgery, he forged my signature, transferred everything to himself, and told the board I was mentally unfit to lead. 30 years of friendship, 30 years of brotherhood, gone in one afternoon. But I'm not here to tell you about the betrayal. Betrayal is common, happens every day to people all over the world. I'm here to tell you what I did after, which nearly destroyed me worse than Michael ever could. He stole my company once, but I let him steal 15 years of my life with hatred. That was my mistake, not his. Let me tell you about the man who betrayed me. I met Michael in 1961. We were both 22 years old, working at the same factory in Detroit. Same shift, same dreams, same hunger to build something of our own. We'd eat lunch together every day, talking about the future. He was the dreamer, big ideas, big vision, big personality. I was the builder, details, systems, execution. Apart, we were ordinary. Together, we were unstoppable. In 1963, we quit our jobs and started our own manufacturing company. $500 each, borrowed from family. We worked 18-hour days. We slept on the factory floor. We built that company with our bare hands and our unshakable belief in each other. By 1985, we had 200 employees, $20 million in revenue, and a friendship I thought nothing could break. We were more than business partners. We were brothers who chose each other. Michael was the best man when I married Margaret. I was the best man at his wedding. When my daughter Sarah was born, Michael held her in his arms and cried. He became her godfather. Our families vacationed together every summer for 25 years. I would have taken a bullet for that man. That's what made the knife in my back cut so deep. In March 1993, I had a heart attack. I was 52 years old. The doctors said I needed 3 months of complete rest. No stress, no work, just recovery. I called Michael from the hospital bed. I said, "Brother, I need you to hold things together while I'm gone. Can you do that?" He held my hand. He looked me in the eyes. He said, "Rich, don't worry about a thing. Focus on getting better. I've got this." 2 weeks into my recovery, Michael visited my home, brought flowers for Margaret, brought a teddy bear for Sarah, sat by my bed and told me funny stories about the office. "Get well soon, brother," he said when he left. That same week, he called a board meeting without me. He presented documents I'd never seen, a power of attorney with my signature forged, a medical evaluation claiming cognitive decline, fabricated, financial records showing irregularities in my decisions, invented. He told the board I was mentally unfit, that the company needed new leadership to survive, that he was the only one who could save what we'd built. They believed him. My wife Margaret heard rumors and started making calls. One day she phoned the company and the receptionist said, "I'm sorry, Mr. Harrison is no longer affiliated with this organization." I drove to the office, the building with my name on it, and security wouldn't let me in. They escorted me out like a criminal. The legal battle lasted 4 years. Michael had hidden money offshore. He hired the best lawyers. He had prepared for this betrayal longer than I could have imagined. I lost everything, the company, my savings, my reputation. The man who held my daughter at her baptism looked me in the eye in that courtroom and said he'd never met anyone named Richard Harrison. That's when I understood. I never knew him at all. What happened next was my fault, not Michael's, mine. I became obsessed with revenge. Every waking moment I thought about how to destroy him. I researched his new business dealings. I tracked his investments. I built folders full of information looking for any weakness I could exploit. I had a wall in my basement covered with papers, photographs, connections. My wife called it the crazy wall. She wasn't wrong. Margaret would beg me to stop. She'd say, "Rich, this is killing you. Let it go. We can rebuild." I couldn't hear her. The hatred was too loud. My health got worse. Stress, no sleep, too much drinking. My daughter Sarah stopped bringing her kids to visit. She told me, "Dad, you're scaring me. You're not the man I grew up with." She was right. I wasn't. Michael was living in a mansion, running the company I built, thriving. And I was living in a prison of my own hatred, dying slowly. He robbed me once. I robbed myself every single day for 5 years. In 1998, I had another heart episode. My doctor sat me down and said words I'll never forget. "Richard, your anger is killing you faster than your heart condition. You need to choose what's more important, revenge or your life." That night, Margaret gave me an ultimatum. She said, "I've stood by you for 35 years, but I can't watch you destroy yourself anymore. Choose your hatred or your family." I looked at her face, 35 years of love, and I realized I was about to lose the only person who actually cared about me because I couldn't let go of someone who never did. I wish I could tell you I let go instantly, that I had some beautiful moment of clarity and moved on. That's not how it works. Forgiveness isn't a moment, it's a war. And I fought it every single morning for years. I started seeing a therapist at 57 years old. I thought therapy was for weak people. Turns out, holding on to hatred is what's weak. Letting go takes more strength than I ever imagined. My therapist taught me something that changed my life. She said, "Forgiveness isn't saying what he did was okay. It's not forgetting. It's not reconciling. It's simply refusing to let him control your emotions anymore. Forgiveness isn't a gift you give to them. It's a gift you give to yourself." I didn't forgive Michael because he deserved it. I forgave him because I deserve peace. There's a big difference. It took years. Some days I failed. The rage would come back and I'd find myself thinking about him again. But slowly, painfully, I clawed my way back to sanity. I started a new business at 60, smaller, simpler. I was home for dinner every night. I watched my grandchildren grow up. I held Margaret's hand and remembered why I fell in love with her. The best revenge isn't destruction. It's a life well lived. People always ask me what happened to him. His company collapsed in 2005. Turns out the dreamer needed the builder more than he knew. Without me, he made bad decision after bad decision until there was nothing left. He went through 3 divorces. Turns out, a man willing to betray his best friend will betray anyone. His wives figured that out eventually. Michael died in 2015, alone, broke, forgotten. Someone called to tell me the news. I expected to feel joy, vindication, satisfaction. You know what I actually felt? Nothing. And then sadness. Sadness for a man who had everything, talent, friendship, success, and destroyed it all because he couldn't control his greed. I wasted years hoping for his downfall. When it finally came, it gave me nothing, not a single day back, not a single moment of peace I'd lost. Karma is real, but it's not a refund. 85 years on this earth, 30 years of friendship, 30 years of betrayal and recovery. Here's what I know. First, trust people but protect yourself. Love deeply but sign the papers. I was naive. I thought loyalty was a permanent contract. It's not. It's a choice people make every day, and they can choose differently tomorrow. Second, betrayal reveals character. It doesn't create it. Michael didn't become a bad person in 1993. He always was one. The signs were there for years. small lies, small manipulations. I ignored them because I wanted to believe in our friendship. When someone shows you who they are through small betrayals, believe them. Don't wait for the big one. Third, your reaction is your responsibility. Michael controlled what he did. I controlled what I did next. He made his choice. Then I made mine. And for years I chose poorly. Betrayal is their sin. Bitterness is yours. Fourth, forgiveness is freedom. It's not weakness. It's not surrender. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do, and it's the only thing that will set you free. Holding on to hatred is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Fifth, rebuild instead of revenge. The energy I wasted plotting against Michael could have built 3 more companies. The years I lost to anger could have been years of joy with my family. Build something new with your pain. Don't just sit in it. I know you've been betrayed too. Maybe not by a business partner, but by someone. A friend who talked behind your back, a spouse who broke your vows, a family member who chose money over blood, a colleague who took credit for your work. Betrayal is universal. How you respond to it is personal. So let me ask you, are you still carrying it? Is there someone living rent-free in your head, taking up space that belongs to your peace? How many days have you given them? How many more will you give? The person who betrayed you has probably moved on. They're sleeping fine. They're living their life. Meanwhile, you're replaying the hurt every single day. Who's really being punished here? I'm not saying forget what they did. I'm not saying reconcile. Some betrayals can never be repaired, and that's okay. I'm saying stop letting their past actions control your present happiness. They hurt you once. You're hurting yourself every day since. I'm 85 years old. I live in a small house now, nothing fancy. Margaret is still beside me, 62 years married. My daughter Sarah visits every Sunday with her kids. I have less money than I did at 50. I have more peace than I ever had in my life. Michael took my company. He couldn't take my wife's love, my daughter's respect, or my peace of mind. I almost gave those away myself, chasing hatred instead of healing. That would have been the real tragedy, not what he did to me, but what I almost did to myself. At 85, I can tell you this. The things I lost to betrayal hurt, but the things I almost lost to bitterness would have destroyed me completely. So choose carefully what you hold on to, because it might be holding on to you.